All right, so this video is going to help you with spiral review number 3, the questions from spiral review number 3, which will in turn help you with spiral review number 4. So it's important that you understand how to do these problems so that way you can score a much higher grade on spiral review number 4. All right, so this first question says, which Venn diagram correctly describes the relationship between whole numbers and integers? So we have Venn diagrams, so we know we're dealing with classification of real numbers. So remember classification of real numbers, you have the Venn diagrams, so remember never walk in rain, idiot. So this mnemonic, never walk in rain, idiot. However, it stands for the classification of each group of numbers. So remember we have natural, whole numbers, integers, rational, and irrational. Irrational is on its own. So what that means is that all natural numbers are whole numbers, all whole numbers are integers, all integers are rational, and the same thing for all natural numbers are whole numbers and integers and rational. So that means all natural numbers are also this category, and this category, and they're all real numbers. So we need to find an answer choice that fits this narrative right here. So let's take a look back at A, where it has whole numbers completely separate from integers. And it says, because whole numbers and integers have no numbers in common. However, based on the diagram that we know that all whole numbers are integers, so they are related somehow. So that can't be it. All right, so we look here because all integers are whole numbers. Well, not all integers are whole numbers. All whole numbers are integers since the whole number bubble is inside the integer bubble. So remember, starting from the bottom going up, so all natural numbers are whole numbers going forward. However, it's not necessarily the true going down. So we can't say things like all integers are whole numbers because whole numbers is the bubble that's inside the integers bubble. So we can only say that all whole numbers are integers. So that can't be it. So the only one that makes sense to that is because all whole numbers are integers. So we know that because the whole number bubble is inside the integer bubble. So D is the best answer choice. All right, so let's take a look at this next problem. All right, this one says Marcia gave the cashier $20 to buy 3 pairs of socks that each cost the same amount. Each. There's our variable word. So we're going to have 3 times something, 3x. All right, so the cashier gave her back $5.03. Which equation best describes the situation? All right, so already I can go through the answer choices, and since we know that the variable word each is associated with 3, we can automatically eliminate every answer choice that doesn't have an x or a variable next to a 3. So that one has it, this one doesn't, but this one does. Okay, so automatically we can eliminate the third choice. All right, so now we just need to set up an equation ourselves and see if it matches with any of these. So I'm going to go ahead and set up an equation. Well, first let's find out what x equals. So 3 pairs of socks that each cost the same amount. So they don't explicitly tell us what the variable x stands for, but based on what this says, 3 pairs of socks that each cost the same amount. So we can say that x equals the cost of each pair of socks. So we know that Marcia bought 3 pairs of socks that each cost the same, but we don't know the cost of each pair of socks. But we can express an equation that she bought 3 of them, knowing that she gave the cashier $20 and she got back $5.03. So if we wanted to solve for x, we could set up an equation, solve for x, and find out how much each pair of socks costs. However, that's not what the question is asking. The question is just asking for which equation. So we're not going to be solving for anything. We're just going to be picking out an equation. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my own equation based on what's given to us. So Marsh gave the cashier $20. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my equal sign, and I'm going to call this equation total amount that Marcia handed over. So we do know the total amount that Marcia handed over, and it was $20. So I'm going to say equal to $20. So total amount she handed over was $20, and we can set up everything else. Let's see. So we know that our variable is going to be 3x. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3x in there. And the cashier gave her back $5.03. So if she got back $5.03, I'm going to go ahead and set that up as $5.03 because we know that this is going to be the difference to $20 that she got back. And that difference is going to be however how many pairs of socks she bought. So that means if I'm looking for the total cost, this is going to be added to 3x. If I want to find the total cost of how much she handed over, knowing that she got back $5.03, and knowing that each pair of socks, we don't know the pair, but we know that she bought 3 pairs of socks, I can set up an equation that looks like this. So we can look here and be, okay, so 5.03, we have an equal 20 here. However, we have a minus 3x. So that can't be it. See here we have 20 plus 3x. However, it's not equal to 20, and this one's not equal to 20. So what I'm going to have to do is, I got this equation right here that I know to be true. However, this equation is not expressed to us. So what I can do is I can either rearrange some terms on one side, or I can move a term by inverse operation over to the other side. So if I want to get this equal to $5.03, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to get rid of this 3x. So that way I have the $5.03 by itself. Okay, how do I get rid of this 3x? By inverse operation. However, there's not a x value over here. But that's okay, because if I'm going to cancel out over here, I can still express it on this side by it just being a negative. That will cancel out. So if I'm going to rewrite my equation without actually solving for anything, I can rewrite this as 5.03 is equal to 20 minus 3x. So we need something that mimics this. We need something, we have equal to 503, equal to 503. So we need something that says 20 minus 3x. Well, it can't be this one because this one has 20 plus 3x. So that leaves us with this one. 20 minus 3x is equal to 503. So the way they have it set up is they have the total amount of how much money she gets back. And in order for us to do that, it makes sense because if she gave the cashier $20 minus, and the reason why it's minus is because we know that 20 is the total amount of cash that she handed over. So to find out what the difference is from 503, we can say, oh, okay, 20 minus $3 and however amount of pairs of socks she bought. So the best one, by setting up your own equation in a scenario that makes sense, and then rearranging the terms around to whatever equation they give you, would make the best sense. All right, so let's move on to Wednesday's problem. Right, this says a student used the equation x squared equals 132 to find the side length of a square. Okay, so which measure is closest to x, the side length? All right, so we know this is the equation of a square. We know that the area is 132, so to find the side length, we would just go backwards. So inverse operation of x squared would be to take the root. So our answer would be whatever root 132 is. So I'm going to go ahead and type that into a calculator. Oops. I get roughly approximately 11.49. All right, so we don't have 11.49, but the question is asking which measure is closest to the side length. So which one is closest? So if we were going to, they only give us whole numbers. So if we were going to look at just the whole number, this 4 would cause the 11 to stay the same. So 11 would be the best answer. All right, so which point on the number line is best represented or best represents the location of root 92? So I'm going to type in root 92 on the calculator to get it into whole number and decimal form. I get approximately 9.59 or 9.6. All right, so this middle right here is 9.5. And so anything lower than we know it's 9.59, so it's going to be a little bit over 9.5. So anything that's below 9.5, such as M and M, M and N, is not going to be our answer. Now, 9.59, this one's closer to 10. However, we have 9.5, a little bit something extra. Here's 9.5, and a little bit something extra is P, so P would be the best answer. So this is a matter of knowing how to convert everything into decimal whole number form and knowing how to read a number line going from left to right and what number is in between those whole numbers, knowing how to read decimals. All right, so let's go to the last one. So this says the table shows the diagonal lengths of TV screens at a store. Which TV screen has the smallest diagonal length in feet? So that means we're looking for whichever length here out of these four numbers is the smallest amount. So best thing to do is to convert these all into whole number decimal form and then compare them to see which one's the smallest. Okay, so root 12.25. Oops. Type that in. I get 3.5 and then 2 and 1/6. Remember 2 and 1/6. You type that in the calculator as 2 plus 1 divided by 6. Or you can turn it into a improper fraction. So 2 times 6 is 12. And then 12 plus the numerator 13. Or you can type in 13 divided by 6. And the denominator stays the same. You'll get the same answer. All right, I get about 2.17. All right, so 2.17 is smaller than 3.5. So already I can go ahead and eliminate W because we're looking for the smallest number. All right, so I still have 37 divided by root 144. Make sure when you're typing these into the calculator, you type it in exactly how it's given to you. So we have a fraction. So we have 37 over root 144. So I'm going to type in how you would type it in on your calculator. It would be 37. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. On your calculator, you would type it in as, so remember, control division symbol, and that sets up your fraction. And then you're going to type in 37. And then you're going to do down arrow. So that way you have your cursor in the denominator section. And then you're going to type in root 144, which is 12. So you can either type in 37 divided by 12, or if you're going to set it up correctly in your calculator, do 37 divided by root 144. I get 3.08. All right, so we know 2.17 is smaller than 3.8, so we can go ahead and eliminate y as an answer choice. And then lastly, we have 8 divided by 3, and we get 2.67. Okay, well, 2.17 is smaller than 2.67, and I know that because, well, they have the same whole number. However, so now we'll have to go into the tenths section. 6 is larger than 1. 1 is smaller than 6, so that means x is the smallest number. So 2 and 1/6 is the smallest. And that is the warm-up questions that will help you with Spell Review number 4.